boy, do I have an amazing, delicious meal with 3 ingredients and kitchen staples. Yes, we're going to be utilizing cauliflower, we're going to be utilizing chickpeas, and then what we're going to be utilizing, it's amazing, delicious scallops. And I'm going to walk you through the whole entire enchilada. Well, we're not making enchilada, but you know what I mean, no? But la prima cosa that we need to do, the very first thing that we need to do is to put on the fadale. And my fadale today is about butterflies. As I'm looking out my window, I wish I could show you. There's like 7, 8 butterflies, and they're beautiful. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do, I'm going to introduce you the ingredients. The main ones are the cauliflower, are the chickpeas, and the scallops. So what I'm going to do is I am going to turn on, and what I'm using is I'm using a cast iron skillet. Let me move myself back a little bit because I want to make sure that you guys can see everything. And I hope that you can see the cast iron skillet. I think you can. Okay, perfect. So what we are going to be utilizing is 1 can of chickpeas, and make sure that they're very, very, very dry. And that's what I've been doing here. I've been really drying them to make sure. And then, you know, put them in something easy for you to pour over into our cast iron skillet. I mean, wait till you see this. This is amazing and delicious, guys. So bear with me. So 1 15 can of chickpeas. I have, let me tell you what the liquids are going to be. The liquids are going to be olive oil, good for the heart. We're going to be also utilizing some vino, some white vino. We're also going to be utilizing some butter. That is the wet ingredients. Now to the herbs, I'm going to be utilizing some parsley for garnish. And then what I'm going to be bringing here is I am going to be utilizing a very good 2 tablespoons of thyme and also some rosemary. What I did is I took what my husband did, because you know me and the onions, I cry and I don't want to cry. What I have here is I have 2 tablespoons of grated white onion. And then I also have here some, what I did is I took red pepper and I just roasted it in the oven. So we're going to be using some roasted red peppers. Very easy, everybody have those. And then we're going to be utilizing some 3 cloves of garlic, salt, pepper. We're going to be using some cumin and also some red pepper flakes. Okay, so let me move myself back. I feel that I need to move myself back a little bit because I really want you guys to really see everything. Okay. So now the first thing that I want to do is I want to come over here to my pan. So I am going to move this out of the way because I'm not going to be utilizing it right now. I just want to concentrate, guys, okay, on my chickpeas. And I am going to put this on medium to medium high. And what we are going to be doing is we are going to toast the chickpeas. Yes, toast the chickpeas. This is going to be our side salad. And I'm going to be serving it, you know, I'll show you how I'm going to serve it later. So what I want to do is, I went to a garage sale and I found this for 50 cents and it's so cute. It's got a little, so you can actually put some olive oil in you know, and pour it. It's amazing, right? I love going to garage sales. I don't know you, but I love going to garage sales. Especially when I was a single mom and I needed something, I would find it in garage sale because I didn't have a lot of money. I'm just going to put a little bit of olive oil in this little beautiful thing right here. And then I am done with the olive oil. Yes, done with the olive oil. And what I just want to do to my cast iron skillet is I just want to brush it. That's all I want to do. I do not want a lot of oil in here because what I want to do is I want to toast my chickpeas. Toast my chickpeas. Yes, yes, yes. We're going to toast the chickpeas. And chickpeas are very, very healthy for you. And of course, you know, the cauliflower, and I will talk about cauliflower. So what we want to do now is we just want to add the chickpeas in here. And what I've done, guys, is once you lay them down, do not touch them. Just leave them alone. Just leave them alone. this is done for now, but keep very close to you the cumin and the red pepper because we're going to be utilizing that. Okay, so now that we're done with that, I am going to bring you to the wonderful, wonderful, beautiful cauliflower. You know, and cauliflower contains many nutrients. They're high in fiber. They're high in antioxidants, and we need that. And guess what? They aid us in losing weight. And it's also an anti-inflammatory. Yes, it's anti-inflammatory. And it also aids digestion, guys. Yes, it aids digestion. So what I'm going to do, I am done with this. Oh, you know what? I might need it because I might put it down here to, because I'm going to cut it. So what I want to do now with my cauliflower, because everything is going to be in one pan, and we're going to be doing them in different times. So what I want to do with my cauliflower, I'm just going to slice it like so. Okay, you can slice it any way you want to, but you definitely want to slice it in smaller pieces because we're also going to be toasting the cauliflower. Yes! And then to tie this entire meal, I'm going to show you an amazing, delicious sauce. Ooh! Oh, Mamma Mia, I am so excited about this. I got to tell you a story. And it just came to today in my mind. I remember when it was our anniversary, and my husband and I have gone. I can't remember the state that we were in right now that we have gone to, and we were walking, and as we were walking, I saw this kitchen, and I just walked into it, and unknown to me, that kitchen belonged to a 3-star Michelin star chef. And I just walked into his kitchen. And the people there, they were looking at me like I would, you know, what is she doing here? Well, I tell you what, I got to meet the chef. And although it was our anniversary that day, and they were really, really packed and busy, he found a chair at the chef table, and I got to meet him, and I got to see how everything was prepared. And one thing that I watched is how they toasted the cauliflower, because you know I told him that I was chef in my own mind, that I was a cook, and that someday, I don't know why, someday I'm just going to do something amazing so I can help people and all of this stuff in my head. My husband, he ran the other way like, oh, Mamma Mia, where's my other wife? My poor husband, you know, he's so conservative. And then he has somebody like his wife. So I just want to put these guys over here because, you know, these are going to be toasted. And make sure that everything is very, 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 very dry. Super simple transaction, guys. So easy peasy, cat-easy. I make my own words. Okay, so now that this is going on here, I just want to take a little bit of red pepper flakes and just kind of put them in there like so. Just like so at this time. I have not done anything yet. And now what I want to do is I want to take a teaspoon and I'm going to put it in my hand. So get yourself a nice dry rag. So, and you know, the reason I like to put it in my hands, a good heaping teaspoon like so. And I'm just going to put it in my hand like that. I'm just going to put it right over this. Yes, right over this. And immediately, the aroma is coming through. Okay, so now what we want to do is now we want to start moving these little guys around. And they are doing their thing just the way they are supposed to be doing their thing. Okay, good. So now in the meantime that we have all this beautiful, right here, cauliflower, what I do, guys, okay, I'm going to show you a little trick. What I do is when I have this rice cauliflower, I put it in a bag like that, and I put it in here, and then what I do is I put it in the freezer, and sometimes I will do cauliflower smoothies. Yes. And what I do is if I'm making a cauliflower smoothie, I like to put a pineapple in there to give it a little sweetness. So now this guy right here will go into the freezer. Yes, I don't cook it raw. I love it raw. And I will put this in the freezer, and then later on I can make a smoothie. Okay, perfect. So now that we have this going on, I am going to take my 2 tablespoons of butter. My one, I'm going to put it on the side, and I'm going to be concentrating on my garlic. I'm going to bring it right over here. I'm still kind of keeping an eye on these guys. They are toasting beautifully, beautifully. And you know, and you would think, you know, and you would think that they will get hard, but they're not hard. I mean, the way that the chefs serve this, and I really, you know, they don't tell you all their secrets, of course not, you know, but he was very gracious, and he was very kind, and I think he was very amused. He never had anybody just walk into his kitchen, no, but Elena Jones did. Go figure that one out. But I tell you what, I had the time of my life. I have the time of my life. You know, I have already walked into a couple of kitchens, and that's because, you know, I just love food, and I want to know what's going on in their kitchen. I want to know what's going on in your kitchen. I want to know how you cook. I want to know what you do. You know, what drives you, what makes you excited. All right. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm having one of those, you know, at 63 years old, I still have a little bit of a hot flash. I'm going to turn on my little fan that I have right over here for me. Because, you know, they just come, you know, from inside out. It's like, oh my God, you're burning. Okay, so now what I want to do is what I want to do is I'm going to take one of the chickpeas, and now I have not salted them, and these are organic chickpeas. I talk about organic, and yesterday I went to my organic store and everything was on sale, so I really load up. All right, so I'm just going to take one. I'm just going to taste it. Okay, so now at this time, I am going to take, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to salt it when I take it out. Okay, so now these guys are done. So you see how fast, and I'm just going to put them right into a bowl. Because what's going to come is the next thing, which we're going to be toasting our cauliflower. And I'm not going to worry about, you know, what's in my pan right now. So this is what you're looking at, okay? So now at this time, I am going to bring a pinch of salt. And also, the other day, let me see, where is it? The other day I showed you on the pancake that I made of the wonderful nuts that we have here. And then when I'm going to be utilizing the same nuts that I had before, I'm just going to add it to my beautiful toasted, and I'm just going to mix them up like so. Just like so. Okay, so now what I'm going to do with that, just get yourself, because you know we are going to be doing the next thing, is I am just going to cover these guys with some foil. And then that way it'll stay nice and warm. Okay, so that's done with that. All right, so now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here in my pan. Be careful, don't burn yourself. I always tell you to be very careful. And I am just going to, guys, because it's so easy, I still have my pan on. Don't burn yourself. I'm just going to remove what was in there before. Super easy. You can throw this away. And now I am going to come over here, and I am going to utilize my olive oil, because the next thing that I want to do is I want to bring my cauliflower. And you know, cauliflower in itself, it has a very beautiful flavor, but it needs a little help. So we are going to help this guy. So now that we have this oil, I am going to go ahead and bring my cauliflower right in here. And we are not going to touch that either, guys. Very simple transaction. Very, very easy. And, you know, I really like different pieces. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. And I just absolutely love cauliflower. You know, I did not grow up with cauliflower. It was something that it happened later in my life. I don't know if maybe in Argentina we didn't have cauliflower, and I don't know if we had it in Italy, because I was only 2 years old when my family moved from Italy to South America. So now I have this. Now I'm done with my cauliflower. Put that on the side. Okay, now to my cauliflower here, I do want to go ahead and salt it. I want to go ahead and salt it. And you know me, I don't like a lot of salt, just enough. Okay, and then what I want to do to the cauliflower is that I have taken some peppercorns and I have mashed them and mashed them. And then what I want to do is I want to take, let me see, get this little bowl over here. There we go. And then what I want to do, guys, is I want to take my pepper. And I know you guys are all following me. And I just want to put my pepper in here like that. Just like that. Just like that. And I'm going to be using the same bowl to make my sauce anyways. Alright, so now I am going to chop my garlic. Because now I'm going to start getting ready for my sauce. Okay? And the sauce, what I'm going to do is once you chop your garlic, and I don't want to chop it, I personally don't want to chop it fine. I want to taste the garlic. I don't want my garlic, but if you have a problem with garlic, then you can chop it very, very, very thin. I am going to be utilizing for the sauce, when all this has been said and done, I'm going to be utilizing a 1/4 cup of the white wine, 2 tablespoons of butter, 3 cloves of garlic, and then I'm also going to be zesting a lemon, and I'm also going to be using the juice of a lemon. Okay, so get yourself a little bowl like that. In the meantime, these guys are just hanging out doing their thing. So then that way, as you're going, guys, you're getting it done. Okay, now to this sauce over here, what I'm going to do is I have 2 tablespoons also of shaved, my husband grated it very fine for me. So I'm just going to get everything situated and ready for me to rock and roll to do my sauce after I do my scallops. So I have not forgotten about any of that. So right now what I want to do is I want to take my time after time, and with rosemary and thyme. Oh, I just love that. So what I have is I need a good 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons. This is from my garden. You know, I love being able to go to the garden, and this is how I grew up. You know, my mom would say, go get me a chicken, or go get me this, or go get me parsley, and go get me, and you know, and you really learn as a child, you know, what is what herb is what, very, very young, and I'm so glad for my upbringing. I'm so glad that, you know, we had 5 acres, you know, in South America, where my father, you know, it was, you know, he didn't have, my mother had flowers, but it was all designed for us to be able to eat off those 5 acres. And I'm sure it must have been very hard for my dad, because, you know, he was so used to having a big family, not big family, but a lot of land. That's what I meant, a lot of land. Okay, so now what I'm going to do with these guys is I'm going to go ahead and flip them over. They're getting nice and toasty, yeah. And they're going to have a nice toasty, yummy flavor. And it will have a nice texture. Now, it will be a nice crunch, but it's going to be full of flavor. So now we're going to turn these guys over. And they're getting so nice. And oh, wow, they're beautiful. So they're getting nicey. And what you're looking for, guys, is you're looking, you're looking for that. See that? Oh my goodness gracious. The flavors that come out of here, you don't need a lot of stuff. It's amazing and delicious. Okay, so I'm going to continue. So, you know, I'm sure it must have been daunting, but, you know, my dad, he knew how to work the land. My dad was a farmer. And you know, he had those big tractors, and you know, and in the land that my parents, and you know, when I got to see it, because I promised my father before he died that I would go, because he would always talk about Italy, the stories that he would talk about Italy. He would go hunting in his land. You know, he would go fishing, and you know, and there's this stream, and when it would rain, it would bring a lot of fish, and the fish was eel. Yes, eel. So, you know, for me, I love eel, but I never understood why I love eel. But now I understand why I love eel, because my father would always, he would fish there, and he would hunt, and then they had all of their food. They would make their own olive oil, it was hard work. It was hard work. You know, when I saw the house that my father grew up in, I wonder how can 10 people live in such a tiny, tiny little house. You know, you really appreciate what you really have. You know, my parents always taught us to really appreciate what you have, and when you work hard, you really appreciate what you have. Okay, as you can see, I just keep putting a lot of time after time, lots of more time. And then what I want to do is I don't really want to utilize the entire rosemary. The rosemary is potent, so I just want just a few little sprigs, and I'm going to be using that for garnish, because you know how I am with a garnish. I like to garnish stuff, you know. Okay, so I'm going to put that over here. And then what I want to do to this is I want to go ahead and chop this up. Chop this up, chop, 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 chop. Chop it all together, guys. Chop it all together. So we have thyme, a good 2 tablespoons of thyme, maybe a half a teaspoon of rosemary. But if you like a lot of rosemary, by all means, go ahead and do the rosemary. All right, so now over here, guys, I know that I have a spoon somewhere. I know that I have a spoon. See, what I love about this is I can open this, because if I'm over there, I would have to go across, but this is better. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a good tablespoon into a clear, boom, tablespoon, okay? The rest I am going to be using for garnish. Aspetta, be right back. Aspetta un minuto, per favore. All right, so now that I have this deliciousness over here, I'm finally going to utilize this thing, which I never use it. I always have it, you know, and I never do, and it'll make it so much easier for me. Okay, so that's going to be what I'm going to pour over everything else. So that's going to be over here, because that's where I have my garnishes. So now that I'm going to turn my board over. Turn your board over. Okay, to this right here, okay, what I'm going to do to this right here is I'm just going to add a tiny bit of salt, just a tiny bit of salt. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to ground, and the reason I'm grounding the pepper, guys, is because it just releases the, you know, the oils and the flavors, and it's wonderful, wonderful and delicious. And now you can see I'm just going to use a little bit, just a little bit of that. Okay, that goes in there. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to take my lemon, and what I want to do, I know I have it, is I'm going to have this right here. And, you know, the cauliflower is hanging out. It's enjoying itself. It's doing its thing. So what I want to do is I want to be able to see the specks, so I have a little bit of a bigger one. And I just want to do my lime. Put the lime in the coconut, and actually it's not a lime, it's a lemon. But you know me, I always have to find something to sing about. Because, you know, it's up to us. Happiness it comes from us. You know, we cannot expect other people to make us happy, because no one can make us happy but ourselves. It's not anybody else's job to make you happy but yourself. And I learned that the hard way. I learned the hard way. But it's just a lesson, you know, lessons that we all learn. Lessons that we all learn. Okay, so now that I have my beautiful lemon zest in here, I'm going to take my beautiful lemon, and I am going to take the entire juice of one lemon. It's going to go in here. Ugh. Boy, I need to get the husband for this one. But he's not going to come out because he's shy. Okay. Wonderful lemon. Don't throw away the lemons, because you know we make other stuff with that. You know, we don't throw nothing away. Okay, just squeeze. So this one is good. Oh boy. See, now do you see how I have these muscles? Muscles. All right, so now that I have that over here, I'm done with that. I'm going to take my 1/4 cup of vino now, and I'm just going to add my 1/4 cup of vino right there. You just see if it's a little extra. Ooh, nobody's going to know. No. All right, so I'm going to keep these on the side because I'm not ready for those. So we're going to keep the butter, the garlic, and the shaved onions over here. We're done with the vino. We can drink that later. Okay, so now we have this deliciousness going on in here. And what I want to do to this deliciousness, just for me, I'm going to take a couple of pieces of this garlic and I just want to smush them and move them, smush them and move them. You see that? Smush them and move them? It's a technique that I saw the chefs do. And then just kind of chop it up like so. Just chop it up like so, and then I'm just going to put it right into that juice so it can start doing this thing. Now to this I want to add some red pepper flakes. You know, give it a little spicy. We got to be a little spicy. Okay, so that's taking care of that. Okay, so now I'm coming over here. I have my plate over here. And then what I want to do, I want to go ahead and remove these guys, because these guys now are done. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put them right over here, like so, like that. And the next phase is going to go very quickly. So, you know, if you want, the cauliflower is going to have a nice crunch, guys, a really nice crunch. So you're going to get soft, and you're going to get crunch, and you're going to get delicious. You know, when you toast cauliflower, it is delicious, and you really ought to try this. Oh my God, oh mamma mia. All right, so now to this right here, you know, I want to keep this warm, and I'm just going to cover this up. All right, so I'm just going to keep that warm. I also have my chickpeas over here that I'm just going to keep some warm. And now, guys, what I'm going to do is I am going to bring another paper, and I'm just going to clear the decks over here. Make sure that you get enough paper so you don't burn your hands. All right? I know it's daunting, but it's not that bad as long as you don't hurt your hands. We're constantly keeping our cast. See, the good thing about using cast iron, it retains heat. Okay, so now to this. All right, to this, I am going to bring my beautiful scallops, and these are raw scallops. And actually, and there's from some of my friends were scalloping, and they were very gracious to give me some scallops. So thank you very much, John, if you're watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so now what I want to do to my scallops is I just want to come over here and I want it right on the plate, salt it a little bit. Okay, so now what I want to do to this, I am going to utilize, I'm going to take this butter that I have, and I'm just going to run it into my cast iron skillet. Just to get it moist. That's all I'm going to do, because I already have my butter. And now I am going to put my scallops, and I'm not going to touch them. I'm just going to leave them until they get a real nice sear. And this is going to go really fast, guys. Because what I'm going to do is right after this is going to come the sauce. And it's going to be quick, 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 quick. And we're going to move very, very quickly. I am going to take this plate because now I am done. All right, in the meantime, that we are so far so good. Everybody so far so good. So now what I have here is I have my plate over here, okay? So what I would do is I would take my, my beautiful cauliflower like so. I would put my chickpeas like so, right in the middle there, just like that. Just like that. Oh, mamma mia, che bellezza. All right, so now I'm done with my chickpeas. I am just going to cover these guys up, because when these guys are done, I'm going to transfer them to my platter, and then I'm going to cover the whole thing, and then we're going to be making the sauce. What happens is, okay, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to bring some parsley, and I'm going to grab my scissors. I am utilizing organic parsley. Everything I do is organic. And I'm just going to take, just a little bunch like that. I am done with my parsley. And then what I want to do is, you can see we're constantly moving, we're constantly creating. And then I just want to come over here and use also that. Because one thing about parsley, it cleanses your palate and it gives you antioxidants. And it also aids in digestion. So why not utilize it? We underutilize parsley. And you know, the interesting thing is in a lot of countries, they utilize parsley. And you know, they use we used a lot of parsley. I remember using a lot of parsley when we were in South America. My mom always used parsley. Okay, so now I have this over here, and then we have a red peppers right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them on my board, just like so, just like that. And I just want to go ahead and cut these guys. Oh, that goes that, but I'm not going to worry about. Oh, there comes Reggie thinking he's got some food. He's getting fat. I told him, no more snacks for you. And what I want to do is I just kind of want to chop these guys. Okay, and I will show you what to do with that. Because, you know, with only 3 ingredients and with the kitchen staples, guys, you can make an entire meal. Okay, so now that I have these beautiful, so what I want to do is I want to very gently come over here. Very gently come over here and check them. Oh, yes. And now I am going to turn them. Because what happens is, you know, scallops is something that you have to, you know, some people overcook them because they put them in here for too long. And what I really like to do, to be honest with you, I like to come in here with a spoon. Because I found that the spoon will pick it up, and then we turn it down, and then it turns. And what you want is you want this color. Oh, beautiful. You know, I do not create my sauce in that. You know, they are releasing their juices in here, and I want to capture everything that went into this pan. Flavor upon flavor upon flavor upon flavor. And as you notice, I did not season the other side of my scallops, guys, because we are going to be putting the sauce. Yes. Oh, the sauce! It's going to be delicious. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. All right, so now my scallops are almost done. So get yourself a plate. Okay, get yourself a plate. And let me move everybody out of the way over here, because, you know, the scallops are coming. And this is a constant thing, guys, but, you know, this is an amazing, delicious meal that I created from having that delicious meal that I had in our anniversary when I walked into the chef's kitchen, the Michelin star chef kitchen. No wonder those people were saying, what is she doing here? They probably thought I don't know what. All right, so now I am done with these beautiful things. So I'm just going to put these scallops right over here. And what I like to do is I want to work very quickly with my scallops. Oh my goodness gracious. They look wonderful. If anything comes out and it falls on the side, I'm going to fight Reggie for it, because I am not letting these beautiful scallops. So now I'm going to put my scallops right here. The scallops are getting nice and hot. Oh, yes, they are. They're beautiful. Okay, and what you're looking at a plate like that. But we're not done yet, guys. We're not done yet, because, you know, we need to put flavor upon flavor. You know me, I got to have more. Okay, now we are going to keep these guys nice and warm. And then to even keep it more warm, I'm just going to take a towel over them, put these on the side over here, because what I want to do is I want to bring you to the attention to this wonderful things that's going on in here. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of butter, goes in there, boom, done with that. And then I'm just going to come over here, because the butter now, I want the butter to really get in here with everybody. Now I'm going to put my onions, I'm going to put my garlic. I am going to take my peppers, all go in there, guys. Oh yeah, all go in there, guys. Easy transaction, very simple, simple, simple. All right, now I'm going to take my little guys over here, and I can take this out, because I'm done with that. All right, so now I got my wonderful sauce, you know, the one that we have over here. So what we have here is we are sauteing now with the, okay, they're here. So do you remember those extra ones that we had that we were going to use for garnish, I'm just going to add a few little bits in there. Why not, right? Why not? Why not? Flavor upon flavor. So we'll just say that for that. Okay, actually, you know what? I can keep that with that and this. And then that way everybody's over there. Okay, so now that I'm sauteing this in the butter, oh, wow, it's so beautiful. You know, I don't know if this is exactly how they did it, but they served this. And now I am going to add my vino, you know, the wine with everything. And what I want to do is I want this to reduce, okay? And it's reducing rather quickly because we are constantly keeping the same, guys, the same temperature. All right, I'm done with that. Do that. And what we want to do here, and I don't know if you can see this, Reggie, move out of my way, please. Let me bring everybody over here. All right, so you see that? What we want to do is we want to reduce, okay? Keep working it. Keep working it. Not yet. We are reducing because we're letting everybody marry each other. Okay, you see that? You see what I'm doing? Marry each other, just like that. Okay, so now I'm going to put you down over here because Reggie, you know, he is really sharking everything. And I'm going to bring this down a little bit more. Reggie, get, hey, go. He's like, Mommy, 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 I'm ready to eat. What are you doing? I can smell everything. All right, I know that my thing doesn't look that good over here, but we've been working. So now I'm going to bring my platter over here. So now when I'm waiting for this, because this is any moment now, any moment we're going to have lunch. And I like this to be beautiful. So, you know, my scallops are doing so good over here, guys. They are beautiful. Beautiful. So what I want to do now, and you know, if you're having company, you know, is to maybe put a little bit of, I like to put a little bit of everything on here because then that way you know what you're getting, okay? I'm not going to cut up the rosemary to put it on top. I just want to garnish. See, we're garnishing, okay? So then what I want to do now is I want to take my parsley and I just want to just kind of go like that on these guys. Okay? All right, so now my sauce is done. So now I'm going to shut it off. See how fast and easy that is. And then what I want to do is I'm going to have some parsley over here. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to put this first. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I get so excited because it's so good for you. So now I'm going to take this marvelous sauce and I am just going to put it right over my wonderful, wonderful scallops. Oh, what a wonderful Mediterranean dish this is, guys. Oh, wait till you see how beautiful it is. It is amazing and delicious and it's healthy for you. So now I'm going to come over here and now everybody's going to get the parsley. And everybody's going to get my other herbs that we had and we are just going to let it rain throughout the entire plate. And then, you know, for a little even more crunch and more prettier, I'm just going to add a little bit of celery that is going bad, and why not? Because we're going to eat it. And then some more parsley over here. Oh, yes. This is health in a dish. Well, you know, we do have some butter. Hey, you know, let me show you what you made. Look how beautiful this is. Toasted chickpeas and cauliflowers with herb scallops. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, Betties, that is all I have for you today. I want to thank you so much for joining me today on that beautiful cucina. I love you. Take care of yourself. Be kind. Be loving to yourself and others. I love you. Ciao, ciao, Betty. I love you. Mangia. Mangia. In Italian means